Well, it's a beautiful day. It's sunny. It's a public holiday. Australia's won the Ashes. Why do I feel nothing? And except for a bit of disappointment, Sam Perry. That was, mate, that was humiliation.
It's 1:15, local time, he goes, and people are gone home. We arrived at the ground at the end of the match.
Yeah.
Yet it wasn't lunch. And I was seeing images of just Australians, Victorians, just piling out of the MCG.
They were Victorians.
An eerie feeling. Yeah, well, I guess you are bold actually flying down here at the moment. But, just I see fathers and sons, weeping in the streets. No, not really. So people are sort of happy, but also like... Yeah. What's doing?
Mate, people are going to be waking up being like, oh, for fuck's sake. In the UK, I feel sorry for you. This is what, if yesterday afternoon was exciting, this was grim. Yeah. This was grim scenes. This might be the last day of the Ashes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Why would England play any more cricket?
Yeah.
Mate? I can't tell if this was like if it's mentally like they just cooked. And I can't tell if it's like in professional sport, if you give the opposition 5-10%, Australia at home and such. This is what happens. I'm not sure if it's that or if it's. I don't think this England team are this bad, mate. This is really bad. And I want to talk about Boland. I want to talk about Stark. I want to talk about Marcus Harris's 76. His famous 76. We'll be talking about this for decades.
That's right.
And for decades more.
Yeah.
I remember Harry's 76.
Absolutely.
Not really.
He was a bit nervous on the day, but
I want to talk about that. But it feels like the story is. What are we looking at here? Are you taking the piss? Are you having a laugh again? Are you laughing at us? Are you laughing with us? I don't know what's happening. Hey, Boland, same up. MCG specialist. Thought he was good.
It's Boland's day. He goes, what was it, 6 for 7? He had a fifer in 17 balls.
17 balls.
He ran through England. He ran through a miserable England.
Yeah.
Let's go back to England now. This... This is a humiliation.
Mate,
this is a true humiliation.
Look at this day,
It is an absolutely gorgeous day.
This is the kind of day that makes me want to binge drink.
Yeah, and we will. There's time.
We'll have a look. We'll have a look at a binge drink.
Yeah. I feel like he goes. Let's just pretend there's no camera now. We have fucking Marge from The Simpsons. We've done her dress at the country club here. We have packaged and repackaged and fiddled and refiddled with that dress around what's happening with this series so many ways. Mate,
we're dress fiddlers.
At the start of the series, even before the series, the 5-0 fuck off stuff, that was coming on strong. That was strong. That was Aussies. You're setting yourself up for
the boys are coming in hot.
You're doing the smug, arrogant thing again.
Come on.
And, mate, as it's gone on, it hasn't been enough. It does go to 6. It goes to 7-0. And mate, I can't think of any other word for the feeling right now than eerie. There's a strange silence through the MCG. We just went up to the press box before, and just to sort of pick up a free lunch, and
any beers talking about?
Yeah. And there's Milo Have a Go or Woolworths Blast, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, the
kids out in the ground.
Mate.
Playing to an empty MCG. Now that doesn't matter. They get to play, etc.
Why don't somebody think of the children?
There's so many incongruous things going on here. I suppose the next angle here goes is like, do we feel for England here? Like we were staring into the soul of Joss Butler last game.
Yeah.
The boys surely want to go home.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
It's 3-0. People are talking about the 100. They're talking about the first class system. They're talking about Darren Stevens.
Yeah.
They're talking about Equinox stuff.
Yeah.
There's going to be root and branch reviews now.
Yeah, branch in. Bring branch in.
That's right.
Thinking about 500 root.
Who are they going to name that after?
Yeah. Well, there's obviously big systemic issues which we're not qualified to talk about because we don't live in England.
As opposed to the other things we talk about.
That's
eminently qualified.
That's right. Omicron, what next? The 100, are they to blame? Not sure. They just don't have a fucking crop of batters who can just let it go. Let it snow. Let it go.
But they've been like...
the players.
They've had batter after batter for 10 years who aren't good enough for Test cricket.
Yeah. Mate,
so that's systemic.
Do you know what? We should send a message out and just be like, boys, you probably want us in the sheds, don't you? I'm talking about the Australian team now because that's what we should be talking about.
Yeah.
The celebration tonight, 2 days off for the boys, rolling to a New Year's Eve. They don't know where they're going next. It might be Sydney. It might be home. It might be around a couple of schooners.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
Somebody's sorting someone out. Can someone sort something out for us? Something like
anything
that?
else? After a couple,
any extracurriculars?
Have a look around for an extracurricular. Bit of after school stuff. Any extracurricular activities?
I got to tell you, as grim as the first 9 wickets were,
I'm learning the trombone.
The Nostradamus coming out tonight.
Yeah. Well, fuck me.
Mate, when Cameron Green took the last wicket,
herring off.
It was boys. It was boys because they retained the Ashes. Job done. It reminds me of like
Cummins first series.
Yeah, first series.
Gee, Tim Payne's a long time ago, wasn't it?
I don't remember who that was. I don't remember him. I don't know, but we should be celebrating teams, should we? It's a good achievement. Also, it actually does go to show like what India achieved here last year, like winning with a C team, because Australia's still pretty good at home. I mean, England fucking dog shit. Don't get me wrong, but
we haven't got you wrong on that.
But Australia pretty good. Can we knock off South Africa next year?
So the thing is, one of the sad things about this series was that like I can only recall maybe 1.5 moments in what turns out to today was halfway through the series.
Yeah.
So right now, 1:30, we're halfway through the series.
Yeah.
Local.
Yeah.
Just letting people know it's local.
Yeah, it's local.
And I can only remember 1.5 times where England put Australia under pressure.
Yep.
Like England did something that asked a question of Australia. The first time it was when, Root and our friend Darwin Milan.
Yeah.
Put on a partnership in Brisbane and Cummins wasn't bowling Hazelwood. We're like, what's doing here? We're having a look, and then that was all sorted out the next day, no problem. Rest Hazelwood, he hasn't been seen since.
Yeah.
Take it up the back. I haven't shot the bushwalks actually. It's
into the glue factory.
And then the second time, was it in this game a little bit? Anderson takes a couple of poles.
Yes,
he
bowled well.
Could England put up a total of 150 for us? As I saw it described as a shit the bed total.
Shit the bed total.
Would you offer Australia the opportunity to shit the bed? Well, they couldn't do that.
Mate, England, if they get through today, could have got out of here with a 2-0. Come back here in a couple of years' time, bring back some good players, etc., etc.
Australia needed to win today. It was like, can they get it done in the day? It was like, well, they got it done by 11.
There's more COVID running through the camp. It's hard to analyse the day without thinking, what next? Where do we go to from here?
Of course.
I don't know if, what about the infighting with fucking Anderson coming out yesterday being like, as well as Stark and Boland bowled, like, it was disappointing to lose 12 wickets in 4 overs, 4 wickets in 12 overs, mate. What's doing with that bloke? Like, you can't argue the numbers. That. One of the all-time great bowlers, maybe the most skillful bowler ever in the history of the game as a seamer especially. But, like, do you need to say that?
Yeah,
like,
he's right.
Mate, of course, and like that's what he would be thinking. He's looking at these players thinking like, you're flatly not good enough. And that is true. Why say it in the media? Why fucking just burn a whole bunch of guys like a Zach Crawley, like an Ollie Pope, who there's still hope for. Even your fucking captain Joe Root, who's had one of the all-time great summers. Why the fuck do you need to say that? It's so unnecessary and just adds a layer of like, oh no, they all hate each other as well.
It's the anatomy of a tour collapse.
Yeah, it's
every
all going
decision
wrong.
Root makes is wrong. Everything that any other player says is wrong. Every kind of tactical approach is incorrect. Like, this is what happens when you play against a side that's outclassed you across the park all the time. Everything you do just looks incorrect. Because every other player was better. But it was that's the thing that surprises me, because usually 11 v 11, there are some matchups or some players who are going to have it over somebody else. But in this series, England just could not. You were talking about the India series. They just could not put any pressure on Australia that tested Australia's psychology, and that's why it's hard to talk about whether Australia are good now, which I think is one of the subheadings of this. So not good now, but are we? Where are we? Because I'm in the side now that we've won. But like, where are we at? Well, we're always going to be circumspect until we see Australia play well under pressure. You know, there were a few times where we looked wobbly, but then someone just corrected it, or England would turn a competitive moment into a fucking comical moment. Like last night. Australia was only they were 80 ahead, and it was good on this wicket to be 80 ahead. But you're still only a partnership or two away. And overnight it's 4 for 31. So all the hard work, bang, undone with comedy.
Mate, India aren't 4 for 31 last night. New Zealand probably aren't 4 for 31 last night as well. So like it's hard to like place where the team is at the moment. I tell you what I do like though, as a fan of the Australian cricket team, I like the way the team plays. And I mean what I mean that is all the fucking bullshit that we got for years, including under Payne, which was hyped up by broadcasters turning on the stump mics, Payne for all the will in the world, was just an average Test player. And like, I think the expectation of an Australian Test captain is you got to be the fucking jet. You got to be the absolute business. You got to be Steve Smith. You got to be Ponting. You've got to be Pat Cummins.
Got to provide safety.
And so what is Tim Payne then? Well, he's a charismatic kind of guy. So let's turn the stump mics up. It adds to the layer of bullshit which we just never needed. Now, like, mate, Cameron Green's on the side. He's going to be. He probably is a future captain, but he's a future great, probably. There's potential there. Cummins leading the side. There's just no bullshit anymore.
You see, last night there was an opportunity to appeal to time out Ben Stokes, and they actually got the shot of Steve Smith. He was just gesturing to Cummins because he was just, he's a child who lives for these moments.
That's right. Yeah,
it's like Smith trying to run guys out who've been LBW today.
Hey, I like that.
And actually had Cummins in the background, and he just wasn't interested. He just didn't want any of that bullshit. He was like, there was another moment.
Mate, same with NELB when he's buying, especially, he's like, just not out.
Exactly. He seems so relaxed. The other one is like, I saw a tweet overnight that like Scott Boland was fielding it, so I presume like mid-off or mid-on or something after his 2-wicket spell, or 2-wicket over, and Cummins actually got him and flicked him down to fine leg so he could get the ovation. Now, he probably just was at fine leg. If anyone's got the replay, that's fine. But that's the kind of mythology we're going to be building up around.
Scotty's like, I'll go 3, Paddy.
Yeah.
Mate, you fuck off.
Yeah, that's right. You got the worst mitts in this team, mate. Get that. No. So, little like Cummins, we've said before, he's kissed on the where, and he's gone through this series so far with a lot of grace. There's been no bullshit. It's been really bad for our business, actually, that there's been no bullshit. But
it's actually alarming.
If we're on the subject of earnestness, I still do, as a human, feel for the England side at the moment.
Mate, so do I, yeah.
Like, they've played so much cricket this year. They've overthought it a little bit, but they've played so many good teams in tough conditions. The thing's not easy. They don't have players that are good enough. Joe Root's trying to carry the whole thing. You could see why, as a person, you'd just want to go home. But stay out here and cop your medicine, all right? Because we know that we're going to be at Edgbaston in a year and a half.
That's right.
And it's going to be all about how fucking, how angry and intimidating it is there and that sort of gear. And Henderson will be 41 and hooping around corners and all that sort of gear. No one will be able to touch the ball. Harris will still be in the side. And then we're going to be wishing for these hot days where it was all over by 11 o'clock.
You know what? The Perth test is back on. Let us fucking bump you for a bit.
No, I'll change my mind now.
Let us bump you out for a bit. Yeah,
let us bump you for a bit.
Oh, no, let us. Oh, come on.
You mean like cricket? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, any bumps later? Yeah, mate, I think we should probably celebrate the 12 months that Joe Root's had. I know it's a weird statistic, calendar year or whatever, but like third most runs year ever. He's carrying this team on his own back. But this England team, again, they've lost in 2 days in a session. Happened in Ahmedabad, I think it was. Was it Ahmedabad? They lost in 2 days as well.
Yeah.
I got fucking Axar Patel. That's going to happen to you.
That was funnier than this.
That was way funnier.
That's actually the best moment
because they've been deceived. That's actually my highlight of the year when I'm going to do like my Instagram highlights. It's actually just England.
That's
batting.
the most cricket made me feel.
It's just Bairstow facing over against Axar, open the batting. Fucking noise everywhere.
That and Matt Wade in those blinkers.
Oh yeah, Australia won the fucking World Cup or whatever.
Oh yeah, that thing.
A fucking World Cup or whatever. Hey, well, you know what? Thanks as ever for tuning in for the last couple of days. We're obviously sticking around for the South Africa Indy series as well. We've had some more stuff covered. We'll do the main podcast this week as well. If you're on Patreon, patreon.com/greycricket, hashtag RCGC Fridays. There's plenty more cricket coming up, we hope, wherever it is around the world, but there's more coming up. Pez.
One last thing.
Yeah.
Well, the video is thanks to ACCO, India's leading digital insurance company.
Indeed.
And Ask TGC, we don't really have one, though that's thanks to ACCO as well.
Yeah.
Let me just guess a question. The answer is no. We should not replace the Ashes with the Board Gavaskar Trophy. Just let us have this before you cook us for the next 3 centuries.
Yeah. Well done last year. 5-0 fuck off. It's still on if they play off 5 test matches. I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you had fun?
Yeah, I've had fun. I like how you're just going into kind of a sleep mode there. We're just saying it, whatever's going. 5-0 fuck off, 6-0 something. We're going to bump you later. And I'm talking about the cricket.
TGC bingo. All right. See you guys next time. Cheers.